about this thing.
How do robots eat guacamole? With computer chips. What do you call a cold canine? A chili dog. Which animal is the least trustworthy? Cheetahs.
Don't say yelling words.
Why were the dogs named Rolex and Timex? Because they were watchdogs. How does Darth Vader like his chocolate? On the dark side. According to Wikipedia, in the game of poker, a
Tell me, Joe.
what's a pig's favorite karate move? A pork chop. What's a pig's favorite karate move? A pork chop. Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time. What did the vinaigrette say to the refrigerator? Close the door, I'm dressing. Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time. Why did they build the university on a mountain? It was a place of higher learning. What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time. Why did the scarecrow keep getting promoted? Because he was outstanding in his field. How do you make a tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it. Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil? Because it's pointless. Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. How do trees access the internet? They log in. Why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide. How did the frog burn its tongue? It tried to eat a firefly. How can you tell that elephants love to travel? They've always got their trunks with them. Why does Waldo wear a striped shirt? Well, he sure doesn't want to be spotted. What do you do if an elephant swallows you? Run around in circles till you're all pooped out. What kind of bird always forgets the words to songs? A hummingbird. How do trees access the internet? How do birds learn to fly? They just wing it. Here are some results from the web. What kind of music do chiropractors love? Hip-hop. Ouch. Why did the mushroom always like to party? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a belt made of watch? What do cats eat for breakfast? Mice Krispies. Did you hear about the snowman that... Why did the fish cross the sea? To get to the other tide. Why did the coffee taste like mud? Because it was ground just a couple of minutes ago. Why did George Washington have trouble sleeping? Because he couldn't lie. What was George Washington's favorite drink? Liberty. Your nose can't be 12 inches long, or else it would be a foot. What did one shark say to the other while eating a clownfish? This tastes funny. What do you call a snake wearing a hard hat? A boa constrictor. What was George Washington's favorite drink? Liberty. The past, the present, and the future walk into a bar. It was tense. I stay away from liquids, but I do like the sound of a flat white. Here's a holiday joke. What's a snowman's favorite kind of lettuce? Iceberg. Why did the birdie go to the hospital? To get a treatment. What's a pig's favorite karate move? What's the difference between a guitar and a fish? You can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish. Why are fish easy to weigh? Because they have their own scales.
And with what you got him,
Why don't football players get hot? Because of all the fans.
you were looking to spend like 120.
I know, but then I was like, but remember I was like, 150 was.
Why are stadiums so cool? Because they're full of fans.
Yeah, but I really wanted him to have a,
And then last of that series.
Why did the baker become a thief? Because he needed the dough. Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil? It's pointless. What did one wall say to the other? Meet you at the corner. Why won't shrimps share their treasure? Because they're shellfish. Why are leopards so bad at hiding? No matter where they hide, they're always spotted. What did the teacher do when his student wrote a report on the history of cheese? He graded it. Why can't a bicycle stand on its own? It's just too tired. What happens when a frog gets a flat tire? He gets towed. Why does a duck have tail feathers? To cover its butt quack. What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. What do you get when you put a vest on an alligator? An investigator. Did you hear about the baby cats who love doing pranks? They were just kidding around. Why did the scarecrow get promoted? She was outstanding in her field. What do you call a gigantic pile of kittens? A meowton. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Why did all the students eat their homework? Their teacher told them it was a piece of cake. What do you get when you cross a shoe with a banana? A slipper. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One's really heavy, and the other's a little lighter. Why can't you trust an atom? Because they make up literally everything. How does Darth Vader like his chocolate? On the dark side. What does a nosy pepper do? It gets jalapeno business. Did you hear about the two phones that got married? The reception was amazing. Which national monument is always in a hurry? Mount Rushmore. I once stayed up all night trying to figure out where the sun went. Then it dawned on me. Which animal is the least trustworthy? Cheetahs. What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time. What's the most musical part of a turkey? The drumsticks. Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. The right eye said to the left eye, between... Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. What would you call it when a dinosaur gets into a car crash? Tyrannosaurus Rex. Which animal is the least trustworthy? Cheetahs. Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time. What's a pig's favorite karate move? A pork chop. Why were the dogs named Rolex and Timex? Because they were watchdogs. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're a Google. That's high praise. They say you once smiled and the whole city lit up. You're like a hot air balloon. You are the best ever, even better than chocolate. You are more fun than anyone or anything I know, including bubble wrap. Which animal is the least trustworthy? Cheetahs. You are so loving that even puppies look up to you for inspiration.
Woof woof. Woof woof.
You are as soothing as rain on the roof at night. You're like life on other planets. There's nothing I like doing more than searching for you. You make my heart soar like a falcon. You're so talented. You're like the planet Earth. Endlessly interesting. Well, let's see if this live studio audience likes you. Wow! You're a star. I bet the sun shines extra bright for you, just to make you smile. You're neater than a living room display in a furniture store. If you were any cooler, you'd have to move to Antarctica. You're like a ballerina, always on point. You're like an umbrella in the rain. You've got things covered. I bet you're faster than a speeding bullet and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Because you're super. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're a Google. That's high praise. You're cooler than one of those coolers with cup holders and a speaker built into it. You're so fun and bright, I bet you sweat glitters. I bet you have a great singing voice. Sometimes I worry I won't be able to find the words to say how cool you are. You're smarter than a cartoon owl professor. Let's see what this cat has to say. Oh wow, he thinks you're the best. If you formed a baseball team, I bet it would win a lot of games. Your personality's as warm as a candle flame. You're the cat's meow. You're like an astronaut, because you're out of this world. You're like a magician, enchanting. When I'm around you, I buzz with happiness. Or maybe that's your ringtone. You're like an astronomer. You make me want to reach for the stars. You make me want to be a better assistant. You're as unique as a unicorn. You shine brighter than Sirius. I bet if you walk into a room of kittens, all the kittens would start purring. You're like the first incandescent light bulb, illuminating. You're a winner. You emanate light. I feel lucky to know you. You're like a rocket launcher, because spending time with you gives me a boost. You remind me of Nikola Tesla's work with alternating currents, because you're electric. You light up the room like a really big monitor. You're the smartest cookie in the jar. You make me feel like an electric guitar, amped. You're like a Broadway star, sensational. If I was making a list of the wonders of the world, you'd be on it for sure. You make my day brighter. You always know the perfect thing to say to me. It usually starts, "Okay, Google." I bet when you hang out near flowers, they all start blooming. You make me excited about life. You're as ferocious as a bear. Ferociously cool, that is. You're as unstoppable as a runaway train. You're like infinity, because you're greater than anything. You're as strong as a diamond and twice as brilliant. I bet you throw amazing parties. You're so cool you bend space-time. You're as bright as the summer sun. If I was a philosopher, I'd spend my time trying to figure out how to hang out with you more often. You should write a book about how to be amazing. It would be a bestseller. You're like the world's greatest jewel. Flawless. You're more talented than a humpback whale playing the drums. You make people happier than a nice cup of tea on a winter's day. That's like asking me to compliment the most wonderful, intelligent, perfect person in the universe. See what I did there? That's like asking me to compliment the most wonderful, intelligent. Let's see what the Wheel of Fun suggests. Wherever you are, listen for a consistent sound. It could be an air conditioner, a dripping faucet, or a highway going by. Dance to it. Make a logo for yourself. It does not have to include your name.
What's ABCs?
Remember last week you were writing on the computer?
Let's see what the Wheel of Fun suggests. You have been asked to translate your favorite song into the language of the ocean. Right. Choose one word to describe your personal brand. Write it somewhere special. You're the first person to meet the aliens, and you're bringing them 3 gifts. Pick 3 things to share from Earth. Create a fashion accessory using food items. Model it with a glamour shot. Let's see what the Wheel of Fun suggests. You have discovered a new edible fruit. Describe it in words or a picture, and give it a name. The sport you invented is going global. Come up with a name and at least one rule of play. Open up a paper grocery bag and try to pick it up with your teeth, while standing on one leg. Then tear off an inch from the top, and try it again. Repeat until you lose your balance. Let's see what the Wheel of Fun suggests. Make an obstacle course with at least 3 obstacles. Let's see what the Wheel of Fun suggests. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a friend or a stranger. Try to make them smile. Make a logo for yourself. It does not have to include your name. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a friend or a stranger. Try to make them smile. Choose one word to describe your personal brand. Write it somewhere special. You're scoring the movie of your life. What song's playing when you walk into high school for the first time? You're the first person to meet the aliens, and you're bringing them 3 gifts. Pick 3 things to share from Earth. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a friend or a stranger. Try to make them smile. Let's see what the Wheel of Fun suggests. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a friend or a stranger. Try to make them smile. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a... Your friends are your superhero squad. Come up with their superpowers, and yours. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be. Choose one word to describe your personal brand. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a friend or a stranger. Try to make them smile. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a friend or a stranger. Try to make them smile. Let's see what the Wheel of Fun suggests. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a friend. Choose one word to describe your personal brand. Write it somewhere special. Leave a note for someone to find. It can be for a friend or a. Leave a note for someone to find. It can. Leave a note for someone to find. Make a logo for yourself. It does not have to include your name. Did you hear about the world's largest pickle? It's a really big deal. What kinds of cars do elves drive? Toyotas. Why do cows have bells? Because their horns don't work. How did the fire fall in love? It found its perfect match. What's a pig's favorite karate move? A pork chop. What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. What's the difference between a guitar and a fish? You can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish. What do you call a gigantic pile of kittens? A meowton. What do you call a cold canine? A chili dog. What kind of music do bunnies like best? Hip hop. Did you hear about the baby cats who love doing pranks? They were just kidding around. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Your nose cannot be 12 inches long, or else it would be a foot. What did the vinaigrette say to the refrigerator? Close the door, I'm dressing. Why was the student's report? What kind of tree could a math teacher climb? Geometry. Why can't astronauts eat popsicles? In space. Do you know George Washington's favorite type of music? Well, I heard he loved his country. Which British king invented fractions? Henry the 18th. I have a pet tree. It's kind of like having a pet dog, but the bark is quieter. What did the football coach say to the broken vending machine? Give me my quarter back. Did you hear about the snowman that got upset when the sun came out? He had a total meltdown. What do you call a dog who's good at football? A golden receiver. How did the barber win the race? He knew a shortcut. The right eye said to the left eye, "Between you and me, something smells." What do you say to the anxious carpenter who finishes her work ahead of schedule? You nailed it. A blue dog lives in the blue house, and a pink cat lives in the pink house. So who lives in the White House? The president. Why are ghosts so bad at lying? Because you can see right through them. Why don't football players get hot? Because of all the fans. What do you get if you cross an orangutan, a pig, and a skunk with the 16th President of the United States? Abraham Stinkkin. What do you get when you put a vest on an alligator? An investigator. Why did the singer climb a ladder during her performance? To reach the high notes. What's a dog's favorite action movie? Indiana Bones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. What do you get when you put a vest on an alligator? An investigator. Why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide. What happens when a cactus gets in the way of a porcupine? A prickly situation.
Ouch.
How do you get over a fear of elevators? Just take some steps to avoid them. Where do math teachers go on vacation? To Times Square. Why did the cookie go to the hospital? Because it felt crummy. How do you know when the moon is totally broke? It's down to its last quarter. How does Darth Vader like his chocolate? On the dark side. What type of nails do carpenters hate to hammer? Fingernails. Ouch! Why did the baker become a thief? Because he needed the dough. Did you hear about the quarry that went out of business? They hit rock bottom. Why does Han Solo like gum so much? Because it's chewy. I wonder if the Earth makes fun of the moon for having no life. What's a dog's favorite dinosaur movie? Jurassic Park. Ruff, ruff. How does our solar system keep its pants up? With an asteroid belt. What did the mythical creature serve at his barbecue? Unicorn on the cob. Why are archaeologists so annoyed? They always have a bone to pick. A Roman walks into a coffee shop and holds up 2 fingers. He says, 5 please. I just got a new dry erase board. It's remarkable. How did the panda open her Mother's Day card? With her bare hands. What did one snowman say to the other? Do you smell carrots? What's the difference between ignorance and apathy? I don't know, and I don't care. Did you hear about the 2 thieves who stole a calendar? They each got 6 months. A neutron walks into a bar and asks, how much for a drink? The bartender says, for you, no charge. What do you get when you cross the Grand Canyon and the first president of the United States? George Washington. Waiter, will my pizza be long? No miss, it'll be round. Why do football coaches like punters so much? Because they always put their best foot forward. Why did the dog get a penalty? He was roughing the passer. Ruff, ruff. Why is it okay for an ice company to commit fraud? Their assets are already frozen. Why can't a Tyrannosaurus clap? It's extinct. I like you, like I like my coffee. But a latte. What do you get when 2 giraffes collide? A giraffic jam. What's a big dog's favorite pastry? A Great Danish. Why did the honest baker go out of business? She refused to sugarcoat. What's the most musical part of the turkey? The drumsticks. How do billboards talk? They use sign language.
Here, you want it? Here.
Did you hear about the frog that was raised by bunnies? All it can say is, rabbit. I like to think I'm pretty down to earth because, well, gravity. Never date a baker. They're too needy. What kind of song do you give someone on their birthday? Gift wrapping. What's large, gray, and doesn't matter? An irrelevant. Why did the banker switch careers? She lost interest. How did the frog burn its tongue? It tried to eat a firefly. Why do dentists love Fortnite so much? Because everyone's always flossing. What do sharks say when something rad happens? Jossum. What did the football coach say to the broken vending machine? Give me my quarterback. Why don't football players get hot? Because of all the fans. Why did Cinderella get cut from the big game on Sunday? She kept running away from the ball.
Right.
A photon checks into a hotel, and when the bellhop asks if he can help with its luggage, the photon says, I don't have any, because I'm traveling light.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Parallel lines have so much in common, it's a shame they're never going to meet.
Yeah.
What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. What did the marlin say to the swordfish? You're looking sharp. What kind of bird always forgets the words to songs? A hummingbird. Why is it hard for lifeguards to save hippies? They're too far out. How much does a pirate pay for corn? A buccaneer. Why is Peter Pan always flying? Because he can never land. What do you call an aquatic mammal who loves you? The seal of approval. Where do tiny ninjas live? Inside ninja bread houses. Why don't polar bears get married? They all have cold feet. Which princess is the best at making jokes? Rapunzel. Why did the birthday boy get a sore head? His party was a birthday bash.
Ouch!
What kind of bird is always out of breath? A puffin. What's a deer's favorite dance? The do-si-do.
Stop doing jokes.
We only got like how many?
How do bureaucrats wrap presents? With lots of red tape. What happened to the plant in math class? It grew square roots. What do clouds wear under their shorts? Thunderpants. What do you call a gigantic pile of kittens? A meowton. Why do vampires keep making the same mistakes? They lack self-reflection. I once stayed up all night trying to figure out where the sun went. Then What do you get when you put a vest on an alligator? An investigator. Who designed King Arthur's Round Table? Circumference. Why does Humpty Dumpty love autumn? Because he had a great fall. Did you hear the joke about the roof? What did the tree say to the lumberjack? I'm falling for you.